Next question is liquid phase second order reaction CSTR 60% conversion is taking place. If reactor volume is increased to 4 times of original, find conversion percentage. Second order CSTR is given. Equation is V by FA0 is equal to CA0 minus CA upon minus RA, which gives XA CA0 upon K CA0 square. Second order reaction N is 2 into 1 minus XA. So for volume is increased 4 times. So V1 we have to calculate. We are dividing our first part to the second part, that is for reactor volume 1, and when it is increased to 4 times, like V1 V2 would be 4 times of V1. So dividing the equation, we would get V2 by V1 would be equal to x2 into 1 minus xa whole square upon xa into 1 minus x2 whole square. V2 is 4V1. From here we can calculate x2, which comes out to be 77.3%. Next question is liquid phase reaction in batch reactor is taking place. 50% conversion is achieved in 10 minutes. We have to calculate space velocity to achieve same conversion PFR and CSTR. So in batch and CVRS, both of them, we have this equation ln 1 minus x is equal to kt. We know xa, that is 50% conversion. Time we know 10 minutes. From there we calculate our k, which is 0.069. So in PFR, space time is equal to our time, which is equal to 10. So space velocity is 1 by tau, 1 by space time, that is equal to 0.1. And in CSTR, tau is equal to CA0 xa upon k CA0 to the power n into 1 minus xa, which is equal to CA0 into xa upon minus RA. For order is equal to 1. This is the equation used, and we are going to put the values. CA0 is 1, taking CA0 1, xa 50% conversion 0.5, k we have calculated, CA0 again 1 minus xa would give us tau, and space velocity is 1 by tau, which comes out to be 0.069. Next question is 2 MFR of same volume in series at same temperature and first order kinetics. K given as 0.2, tau space time is 2 seconds. We have to find conversion. So we have 2 PFR with same space time, okay, and n we are going to capital N is number of reactor. For overall conversion, which is CN, we have CA0 upon 1 plus tau k to the power total number of reactors. So CA overall conversion upon CA0 comes out to be, using this formula, 1 upon 1 plus tau 2, which is 2, into k 0.2 whole to the power 2, that is number of reactors. So x overall conversion is 1 minus CAN overall conversion by initial concentration. So we can calculate our x from here. Next is non-ideal reactors. The first question for non-ideal reactor is impulse experiment conducted in vessel and RTD, find mean resistance time. So this graph is given to us for concentration versus time graph, and for time 1 to 6 minutes, and C maximum concentration is given as 5. So first we have to convert it into E graph. For that we have to divide this C max with the area of the curve. So 5 by 25, it would give us E. We have learned in our notes as well that area under the E curve is 1. So integration of ET dt is equal to 1. That means area under E curve is 1. Formula for mean residence time for impulse experiment is integration of time ET dt is equal to our mean residence time. From here we have already calculated our E, which is nothing but C upon area, which comes out to be 1 by 5, and integrating time t square by 2 from 1 minute to 6 minutes, we get our mean residence time 3.5 minutes. Next question is for pulse experiment in vessel. RTD curve is given. So in this question, in previous question, our C was constant, while in this question our C is varying linearly. So time on time, this is 16 minutes, 19 and 25, and C maximum is given as 10. So the area is, for both the triangles we have calculated the area, half base into height, plus for this triangle and this triangle comes out to be 45. So for E we have to divide the C concentration upon area. E comes out to be 10 by 45, 2 by 9. So this is our E point, 2 by 9. So now we have to calculate the equation of line 1 and line 2. So for line 1 we have coordinates 16, 0, and the second coordinate is 19 and 2 by 9. So using the equation of line, we calculate our E in terms of T for this equation, and similarly for this line we have to calculate our E in terms of T using the line equation, and coordinates are our, for this we have 19, 2 by 9, and this coordinate is 25, 2. So using these coordinates we calculate our E in terms of T, which comes out to be this equation, and after that using our mean residence time formula, which is T is equal to integration of E t dt from 0 to t, we are going to put the equation of line 1 and line 2 and integrate these, and our time come out to be 19.8 minutes. So the next question is, step experiment is conducted in vessel. RTD is given. Molar flow rate is 1 mole per second and volumetric flow rate is 1 liter per second. We have to calculate mean residence time. So this is the graph and this is our coordinate. Time is given as 6, and okay. For step experiment, mean residence time is 1 by C max integration of T dc from 0 to C max, and T we have to calculate in terms of C. Okay, C max is our mass flow rate, molar flow rate upon volumetric flow rate. So molar flow rate is given as 1 and volumetric flow rate is also given as 1. So C max comes out to be 1 mole per liter. Okay, then we have to use this line and calculate its equation of line. So for this, the equation of line we all know, y minus y1 upon x minus x1 is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So for this equation we have c minus c1 upon t minus t1 is gives c2 minus c1 upon t2 minus t1. So our c1 for this line, our coordinates are 0, 0 and 6, 1. So putting these coordinates, we get time in terms of c, which is t is equal to 6c. Now putting this t is equal to 6c in our equation, t is equal to 1 by c max integration of t dc from 0 to c max, we can calculate our times, which come out to be 3. So next question is, irreversible reaction A to B in adiabatic PFR. A inlet is given as 4 kilomole per meter square. Density is given as 1200 kilogram meter cube per meter cube. Cp, specific heat is 2000 joule per kg Kelvin, and delta H reaction is minus 120 kilojoule per mole of reactant. All the above properties are independent of temperature and composition. So in the question it is mentioned that properties are independent of temperature and composition. This means that our this indicates that our Cp is constant for inlet and outlet. Okay, next it is given that if maximum temperature is 800 Kelvin, then feed temperature should not exceed. We have to calculate that what should be the feed temperature. Okay, and the question is given at maximum temperature of 800 Kelvin, which means the maximum conversion is taking place. So we have to do energy balance, and the Cp unit is given in joule per kilogram Kelvin. So energy balance would be done on mass basis. If it would have been in joule per mole Kelvin, then we would have done on mole basis energy balance. So energy balance is delta H Na is equal to mCp delta T. M is molar flow rate, delta H is given in the question, Na is number of moles reacted of limiting reactant, moles of the limiting reactant. So molar flow rate is density into volumetric flow rate. Density is given in the question, and volumetric flow rate we are going to take as 1 meter cube per second because it cancels out and do not affect the calculation. From here we get our molar flow rate. Then Na is our moles of reactant. So we know that conversion XA is equal to Na by inlet feed. So from here we can calculate our Na, which comes out to be this. Then putting the values in the equation, m dot Cp delta T delta is equal to delta H Na. It is used for first order, and Cp has to be constant, means Cp is not a function of temperature and composition, then only this equation is used. So putting all the values, m 1200, Cp 2000, T1 we have to calculate, T2 which is maximum temperature given in question 800 Kelvin is equal to delta H given in question minus 120. Na we have calculated 4. We calculate our T1, which comes out to be 600 Kelvin. So next question is reversible first order reaction. A goes to B and B goes to A, 1 and 2. Carried out in MFR at 300 Kelvin, volume of reactor required is 50 liter for 30% conversion of A. What should be the volume of reactor for same feed rate and conversion but at 400 Kelvin? So this is the required volume and percent at 300 Kelvin for 30% conversion. For same conversion we have to calculate at 400 Kelvin. The volume is need to be calculated. Feed is pure and P is constant. K1 is given as 10 to the power 3 exponential minus 2146 T temperature. Specific heat is Cpx minus Cp is 0, which means it is constant. Delta Cp is constant. Delta H is minus 800 cal per mole at 300 Kelvin. K is 10 at 300 Kelvin. So we know that tau m is equal to Vm by V naught, which is equal to Ca naught Xa by minus Ra. Minus Ra can be written as this. It comes from, so minus Ra is equal to K1 minus K1 Ca minus K2 Cp. From the reaction, minus Ra would be K1 Ca minus K2 Cp, and Cb can be written as B by A Ca naught Xa. So B by A is stoichiometric coefficient, which is 1 and 1 and 1. So from there minus Ra is converted into this form. So using these equation we can calculate Vm by V naught is equal to Xa by K1 1 minus Xa minus K2 Xa. From here V naught comes out to be Vm into K1 1 minus Xa minus K2 Xa upon Xa, and we know that K1 by K2 is equal to K. So at 300 Kelvin, K1 is from the given equation of K1, this equation, we can put our temperature 300. So from here we calculate our K1 as 0.318, and for K2 we divide K1 by K. K is already given in question, So from here we calculate our K2. So putting the values of K1 and K2 in this equation, and XA we already know, which is 0.3, 30% conversion, we calculate our V0 from this equation. It comes out to be 35.51 liter per minute. Then for at 400 Kelvin, now we have to calculate everything at 400 Kelvin. For that, our K dash, you see K dash is for 400 Kelvin, and which is nothing but what is K for 300 Kelvin. And so for 400 Kelvin the equation is K at 300 Kelvin exponential of minus delta H by R into T2, 1 by T2 minus 1 by T1. Using this equation we calculate our K at 400 Kelvin, which comes out to be 4.485. So K1, for K1 we already have equation given to us, which is K1 is 10 to the power 3 exponential of minus 2146 T. So putting T as 400, we can easily calculate K1 at 400, comes out to be 2.382 per minute. And K2, we know that K1 by K2 is equal to K. So similarly at 400 Kelvin we are going to use K1 dash by K2 dash is equal to K dash, and from there we can calculate K2 dash, which would be K1 dash by K dash. These are, everything is at 400 Kelvin. First we calculated for everything at 300 Kelvin. From there we got our V0, and now we are calculating our K1 and K2 at 400 Kelvin. Sorry, K1 dash and K2 dash at 400 Kelvin. So K2 dash comes out to be 0.53. Then again using the equation of Vm by V0 is equal to Xa by K1 minus K1 dash into 1 minus Xa minus K2 dash by Xa. Initially at 300 Kelvin we have used the same equation to calculate our V0, where we used K1 into 1 minus Xa minus K2 into Xa. K1 dash and K2 dash is nothing but denotation for K1 and K2 at 400 Kelvin, and K1 and K2 is denoted as K1 and K2 for 300 Kelvin. So putting all the values of K1 dash, K2 dash and Xa, which is conversion, that is 30%, 0.3, we get our volume, which is 7.06 liter. Again I would repeat that at 300 Kelvin we have noted our K1 and K2 in this form, and at 400 Kelvin we have used K1 dash and K2 dash as our denotation. So first we calculated everything at 300 Kelvin. From there we got our V0, and then we calculated K1 and K2 dash, and we put this V0 as well in the equation. Vm by V0 is equal to Xa upon K1 into 1 minus Xa minus K2 Xa, and then we got our Vm required volume. That's it guys. These are the questions for CRE practice questions.